So let me turn the mask off. That's before, and that's after. So that's all there is to it. Now you've got a pretty well illuminated subject here, and with minimal editing, we fixed the lighting, so to speak. All right, fashion shot with model London, with fashion by Kaya Dublin official from San Antonio, Texas, and Cynthia Hernandez doing the makeup. All a fabulous job. I'll link them below. First thing I notice about this shot, though, is she's very well lit at the top, but maybe not so much at the bottom. I mean, it looks like I had a softbox up here angling 45 degrees down, and I think I did. It was either softbox. It looks like a softbox here. I had a beauty dish out at one time. We'll have to look at the BTS. But you can see with the setup shot that I do have two rather large strip boxes kind of behind her, filling her in on this one right here on the edge, and then this one's hitting over here. But for whatever reason, I don't think I had them angled down enough to be able to illuminate the whole body. Live and learn, right? And then as you see from the BTS, live BTS from the shoot, in the middle of the shoot, I had grids on them at one point, and I pulled the grids down, but I didn't pull them all the way off, and they were folded over kind of over itself on the bottom, blocking the light basically. And I think that's what happened here. So live and learn, right? So anyway, if you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. It does encourage me to make more videos for you guys. And I love the comments that you leave, the questions that you have. I really appreciate it. So consider subscribing if you will. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, I already gave you a little hint right here. We're going to come to the masking button here. I turned it off and turned it back on, and we are going to do let's create a linear gradient. All right. So that's going to create the linear gradient mask up there, and you'll get a little crosshair. Take the crosshair, go to the bottom of the picture around the middle, click and drag up, and keep holding down the mouse button. As you drag up, you're going to see it's a gradient. So it's more, the effect that we're going to add is going to be more prominent at the bottom. You can see it's darker, and it fades off as a gradient should as you get closer to the more well lit areas in this shot, for example. So I'm going to let go about, maybe right there, because I just want to lighten up the bottom part, right? Not so much the top. So I'll let go. Doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight. But get it kind of as straight as you can. And so now that we've got that created, it's giving us the preview there. As soon as we come over here, that red will disappear. So I'm thinking I'm going to maybe bring up the shadows, the highlights, and lastly the exposure. So let me start with the shadows. We can bring those up, but I feel like I'm losing contrast. So you bring all that up. It lightened it a little bit, but I'm losing contrast. So let me minimal bump on the shadows. Highlights. There we go. Now it's looking like there was actually some light over here. We just couldn't see it as well, right? So we did add highlights all the way up to 100. Now let's go with the exposure, and look at that. The power of raw files. We've got all that data in there, and we can just bring that up. And now it looks like, bringing the exposure up, that we actually did have light down here. We just couldn't see it. So let me turn the mask off. That's before, and that's after. So that's all there is to it. Now you've got a pretty well illuminated subject here, and with minimal editing, we fixed the lighting, so to speak. All right, give it a like and subscribe if you liked it. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Thanks. Bye.